Hello.
Hello.
Mark?
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You can see me?
I can see you.
Oh, boy.
You can see me. What's happening? What was that?
It's this light thing. It needs to be on, but it's so bright in my eye. Okay.
I don't know that it... Does it need to be on?
Is it supposed to be on?
I turned mine off, but the camera's still on.
Well, yeah.
If the light's too bright, you can turn the outside
Do you
thing.
think... Does it look bright for you? All right, let's see. I'm turning. Okay,
looks...
I'm not fussing. I'm not fussing.
Fine. It's fine. I was going to say, you look foggy.
Foggy. Maybe that's this. Is that...
Oh.
No fog? Oh, it's the fog machines I have in here.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Yeah, it's just the fog machines. No?
Oh, yeah. It's
that's
whatever that was that you did. It's the fog machine because it's back.
Oh, okay. So that's foggy. That's not foggy.
No, but it's kind of orangey. You look orangey.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Let me see if there's some kind of settings I can do here. I don't know that that's something I... Oh, wait.
Huh?
Open that up. Okay, I'll open that up. Huh.
Oh, God. What's happening?
Well, no, I don't know if I can touch that.
You don't look as carroty anymore.
Oh, carroty?
You look totally fine now. Sorry.
Carroty.
I had made your window smaller, so I didn't realize that the color had changed. Yeah, you look totally normal, the way you normally do. You're not orange. You're not foggy.
Wait,
it is
how about now?
Oh, now it's blue. What are you doing?
I don't know. It's this light thing.
Turn it back to where it was. That's
there?
fine.
You like that?
You're totally good there. Yes.
All right. Keep it there. All right. Where'd you go? Okay, there you go.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. It's okay. It's okay.
What? Okay. Are you recording the
Not the
video.
The video. The video is recording. Yeah.
Oh, the video is recording. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It just starts as soon as the call starts. It starts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't have control, which is good.
Automatic.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
Right?
Barrett doesn't have to come in and whatever. Have you cleaned up your computer in the meantime? Or
it just stopped. The humming thing just stopped.
No. I mean, remember last time it stopped recording because it was like your computer's full.
I did take some things and put them in another thing. We'll see if that was enough. Okay, and I did some other Mac cleanup that was recommended that I had ignored. Remind me in 2 hours. Remind me tonight. Remind me. So
you know what though? I think that's best. Anytime a computer tells me to clean stuff out, I'm like, you know what, computer? You're the computer, you know.
Yeah, you should just do it. Why are you giving me the reminder? I have to get a dustpan out? I don't think so.
Take all my stuff and throw it in the garbage.
Do it. Whatever you got to sort through.
If I haven't opened something in a year,
get it out.
Dump it. It's not important.
It's yours to dump. It should have been like part of what you sign when you sign on with your computer. Like, is that okay if we just dump things that you don't open in a year? Yeah, that's fine with me.
There's a good chance that when you scrolled through those 47 pages and then went down to the bottom and checked, I agree, that was probably in there
Might have been, yeah. What do we know?
So why aren't they doing it?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you telling me about the reminders?
I know. Sneak in more stuff. I'm totally fine with it. People get very bent out of shape about, I'm going to say, the government spying on them. Go ahead and spy on me. It's okay.
You're fine with it. What if it was the government with a metal hand?
Then I'd say, hey, can we talk more about this metal hand? Other than just in passing, these bozos, one of who sounds like a cartoon dog. That one goes like, what are we doing here, guys? Wonderful.
This is fun.
I hope that guy's a voice actor.
Do you want to just get into this? Or did you have some other things you wanted to discuss before we record?
Nothing. No. And
how's life? I can ask that. How's life?
Oh, life's fine.
Okay, good.
Life's fine.
Good.
Yeah, no, right now, what we're doing is we're discussing solely for the visual. Because we haven't even started recording the podcast.
No.
So unless we have anything visual, like I have the actual movie here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful box.
Put it closer so I can really see.
This little thing.
That's the blue I was going for. Oh, look at that Harry Dean.
Harry Dean.
That's so great. Wait, but who's the guy with the? Oh, look at.
Who's the guy with the mask?
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
Makes it look like Repo Man's a karate movie. It's not. I didn't know. What? Oh wow. Let's see. Oh, with the shit. He's so badass and cool in this movie. He really is.
He kind of totally is.
Yeah.
Like, I always feel like he's... Listen, I don't think it's any surprise for me to say that I feel like he's the less of the Estevez / Sheen brothers.
Yeah.
But he's really bringing it in this movie.
Yeah. It's a good role for him. I agree. This is great. Show me more.
We got the whole book.
A booklet. It's a cartoon. Is this based off of a graphic novel? Is that?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Didn't you read any of this shit? You just got it. You don't know?
No, I just look at the pictures. I'm like, this is so pretty.
What are words for it? Is.
Why would I read, Jamie? It's why I watch movies. I don't want to read.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's the end of our visual presentation, I guess. Should I start these with like a PowerPoint, like a 10-minute PowerPoint for anybody watching, and then we'll get into the audio portion of the podcast?
You could, if you want to put yourself, if you want to make a PowerPoint there presentation. Sure.
Okay, all right, let's record.
All right, no PowerPoints. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna count us down.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
That's what I anticipate.
5, 4, 3, 2. With the other hand, I'm gonna wait. So that's not.
Did you say one? Because I already hit record.
I didn't. Hold on. I didn't record yet.
You can't start counting.
I was counting so emphatically with my hand that I switched hands. Just start over. It's
you
fine.
have to count with the hand that you're not going to push.
Well, now the mic's in this place, so
I don't.
It's good. The sound thing is good, but
I like the arm. I like the mic arm.
I like the arm too.
When I hit the table, it's not quite as loud.
Oh, and the arm is so fun. It's like I can adjust it. Oh shit.
I am so glad we have this visual element. These moments used to be lost to our viewers and listeners.
You're welcome.
They were never privy to this. We would all of this would happen before we hit record before. But
and now look.
We have this.
And possibly a PowerPoint presentation on the next round. We don't know.
Oh God, I'll have to share my screen. I don't know. All right. Maybe for a very special episode of this podcast, I'll have a PowerPoint presentation.
Okay. I'm anxious to see which one leads you to that. But all right, it's time. Is this mic intrusive? It's fine.
No, you're fine.
I don't know if it's all the way in here. I don't want to knock it out. Okay, I'm going to do the countdown, okay? So that this recording can begin. Are you frozen? Did you freeze?
No.
My you
face
just look
was frozen in a look of shock.
You're surprised about the countdown. Always. Never knows it's coming at you. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
1. You have pressed the button, the red one. Recording has begun.
Yep. Oh, hey, you know what? Wait, hold on. Before we get started, not hold on. Don't hit stop or anything. We have to do a very quick bit of planning.
Okay.
If you're okay with it. We don't need to do dates or anything like that yet.
Okay.
But as you know, we'll be getting together in 1 month.
Live and in person, yeah, in just like 4 or 5 weeks.
Together
Together at last.
We'll either be in Tennessee or North Carolina.
No, you're not going to be in North Carolina. Georgia.
No,
North
that's not
Georgia.
happening
You'll
anymore.
be in North Georgia.
North Georgia Lina. Okay. That's fine. So
it's a southern tour of sorts.
We have to talk about what we have to do before then.
Gotcha. The lead up to.
Right. Now we do have like 3-4 weeks, something like that. We have enough time, but we have to record our next episode.
Okay.
And one more.
So
before we get together.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, here's what I'm thinking. When we get together, do you want to talk about the John Candy film, Summer Rental?
Yes, of course
Very
I want to.
appropriate.
Yes, perfect.
I was trying to think what would kind of make sense, what would fit. We did Harry and the Hendersons when we were in the
in Oregon.
Pacific Northwest woods.
Super fun.
Since we're just renting a place for the summer rental.
I love it. Okay. That's perfect. Okay, so we need to do 2 and then 1 when we're together. And that week we're together. Well, I'll need to know that because, I'm the planner of the events when we're all together. So I will plan when we are going to record that one. How's that sound?
You plan that out. You give us a 2-hour block at some point. We'll be good.
Where our significant others have to go and just do their own thing together.
Or they could sit and stare at us while we talk about
I think that's what they did last time.
Rental.
It was super creepy.
And Carla will just sit there and go, I've never seen this. I don't want to see this. I don't know why I'm here.
It's John Candy. It's going to be so much fun. All right. So we got that one. Well, okay. Yeah. Then we could do the next ones in a couple weeks. You said you didn't need dates from me right now. You were just making me aware of this.
Yeah. I'm just making you aware because we have 1, 2, 3. I only have 3 weeks.
I know. I can't believe it's already
Yeah.
June's almost gone.
Yeah, we got to pack in 2 episodes in 3 weeks.
I think we can do that.
I think
2 episodes, 3 weeks. That leaves us a week with just buffer if we wanted to.
Just buffer.
Yeah,
yep.
like a buffer
so you
week.
tell basically, since I'm pretty good with,
Yeah, you're anytime.
days,
You're
stuff like that.
You're off, right? You're hanging.
You choose the buffer week.
Okay.
You choose the days, the times, whatever. Listen, I can
Great.
watch a movie in 2 days. If you want to do a almost back-to-back thing, we could do that. Whatever you want to do.
All right.
This is all important information. That people
Well, I'm going to
need
consult
know.
my oracle tonight, and I'll let you know.
No, that's fine.
What it says.
What is an oracle? Is it an it?
It's a one-eyed hawk that I consult about very important dates. Lives in my backyard.
Wait, Jamie, are you referencing the movie we watched? Because it doesn't sound familiar at all. Or did you just slide into a pseudo-Australian accent for some reason?
I don't know what that was. It was almost like an out-of-body experience. Let's just move on from it.
But your oracle is a one-eyed hawk, which I find fascinating.
Yeah, what do you need the both eyes for when you're a hawk? You've got all that other power.
The power of flight.
And the power of the hawk beak.
The talons. Let's just talk about the hawks have. They have a head, I think.
Of course they have a head. Where does the one eye go?
Is it right in the middle? Or did something happen to the other eye?
Oh, like our friend. Now we can bring it back to the Repo Man.
Sure.
Like our friend with the one patch on his glasses.
I don't even think that's a patch. I think they're sunglasses with one lens missing.
Oh.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
I wasn't looking too hard, but I think it really is just one sunglass lens.
just because he's trying to fight that radiation from getting to him, but
From getting to his eyes, that's for sure.
I guess. All right.
He's like, if I keep one eye closed and I have the other one behind UV protective.
Maybe he's got those
tinting.
progressive lenses, the kind that change for you when it's sunny, and maybe the one lens wasn't. I don't think those were happening in the 80s, though. I don't think they had that kind of, I'm going to say, technology in glasses.
No, because it wasn't even until the 90s when Dwayne Wayne had the ones
those
that would pop
flipsies,
down
yeah.
a different world.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that technology was way behind.
Yeah. All right, so that wasn't the issue.
No.
Well,
I don't think it mattered much because I think once he was set fire to, he was dead before that. I don't think those sunglasses were helping much.
Oh, no. But.
Did you forget that he was set fire to? You know what? I'm going to walk us through the... Wait. Yes.
Yeah, you do walk us through.
Boy, all right.
Are you ready? I took good notes. I even know names of characters, which you never know.
That's great.
Okay.
That's great, because I didn't really... You know what? It was really easy to refer to Estevez as Otto.
Oh, yeah. He was a great Otto.
I'll say that.
Otto's a great name.
Harry Dean Stanton was just
Harry
Dean Stanton.
Yeah. Although he had a good name, too. He was Bud.
No, it's a great name.
But, yeah.
Easy. So, All right, maybe we'll try and stick with it this time.
All right, we'll do our best. How about that? Yeah.
Our best is never enough.
What's your thing? What's that sign we saw in that other rental house? A mediocre man, about the mediocre man?
Only the mediocre man is always at his best.
So there we are.
I'm still sad that I didn't steal that, but that would be a lot to steal.
But
if a listener would like to crochet that and send it to me, I will put it behind glass and I'll hang it up.
Yeah, it'll be up.
Maybe on one of these doors.
It'll be yeah, so it's exposed during the visual part of the podcast. Mm-hmm. I like it.
That was great.
Yep.
Never, how did we find those two things in that house? Because there was that poster that also said, never trust a hippie.
Yeah, it was kind of a perfect. That's what that house was kind of calling to us. I think that's why those items were almost there so that we would find them and take them. But we didn't take them. We wanted other people to have them. And they didn't belong to us. So,
I think we could have made a case that they did belong to us.
if they were like...
we would have
I thought this was a gift of the rental house. It fit me, my personality so perfectly.
Yeah, if you showed up in court dressed the way you normally do, I think they would be like, yeah.
Don't trust her.
Belongs to her. Mine would be more difficult. I would have to bring I'd have to bring transcripts of grades and stuff. And when they saw I was pretty much a C student all through, from the time I got into 5th grade to my college graduation, I think that would be enough proof for them to say, he's quite mediocre.
Yeah, he thrives on mediocrity.
He really does.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should talk
anyway, listeners, that's a little background info. We're not quite kleptos because we didn't actually take the stuff, but we do kind of have the itchy hands to take things that just identify with us so closely.
I'll never have the chance. I'll never have that chance to get that again. And that kind of makes me sad. No. I wish you hadn't brought it up.
I'm sorry. You want to count down again? You want to?
No, I don't think we can start over.
Do you want to consult the Oracle? Oh, they're
we
not here.
We gotta be 20 minutes into this.
We're only 8, according to my. But the other one is 20. Yeah, the visuals.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is why people should go to YouTube. You know what?
Oh, look at you
I'm
with
only
the
talking to our patrons right now. We need to actually start.
Well, the patrons can go there too.
No, I know.
No, not you patrons.
No.
You already pay for these long ass episodes.
Yeah, you're already listening to an uncut version, and maybe you're listening to the regular version. Do you also want to watch us? Do you want to hear this 3 times?
Hey, I have a question. I have a merch question. Mm-hmm. You sent me that titular.
Oh, yeah, I didn't do anything with that yet.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's on my computer and done.
Well,
I just have to put it up.
Chop. It looks great. I have people asking, when's it coming out?
All right. Tell these people your co-host is quite mediocre. And it
was like, listen,
when it gets done.
Maybe the next year, strive for below average to average work here. No, you're not below. Below average is.
I do still get so excited because at least once a month we sell something with Angela on it.
Really?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
And I really love that because, there are horror weirdos out there that do this, but every now and then, and I really do mean like once a year, we will sell something with Schmendrick on it where he says, I'm Magic's bitch. Only because you said that about his character, so I made that stupid thing, and someone out there puts it on a coffee mug once a year.
That's a beautiful thing. They're enjoying their Schmendrick coffee. That's awesome.
Really great.
That's awesome.
All right. Now I think you should introduce the show.
Let's do it. I introduce because you're walking us through. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, I better hydrate. Hold on.
You told me this. No, me too.
I know, but I didn't know. Okay. There's no PowerPoint, correct? Okay. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Good Times, Great Movies. Here we are. It is myself, Jamie Lorello. I am here with a co-host. His name, DP McCambridge. Is it funny that you're co-host? DP McCambridge. Here we are. We come together. We coalesce right? A coming together.
I mean, that's a word that seems like it's appropriate for what we do.
And we talk about movies within the 1980s decade. It's a fun time. It's quite a romp because the 80s, as we know, is just silly sometimes, sad sometimes, sci-fi sometimes. You never know what you're going to get.
All of them? Wait, are there sad moments to this movie?
No.
I don't think so.
I mean, the way his parents treat him are pretty sad, but
pretty
also pretty 80s.
Having grown up in the 80s, you can attest to this. You're like, I remember when my parents would just sit and watch televangelists all day and make me eat out of a can that just said food on it.
I love all that. I love all that food, and the food in the store and stuff all has that generic label. That's pretty fun.
I do too. Because they don't really put it front and center. It's there. I mean, it's there. You'll notice it, but it's the most like non-winky way that I've seen this done in movies.
Yeah.
Most other movies would have a character hold it up and look at it and read the label and hold it in front of the camera.
Make it a little more obvious.
No, it's just the horrible, boring world that these people live in, otherwise known as Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yes, but we are here talking about Repo Man from 1984.
84, early 80s.
Directed by Alex Cox. Yeah, let's say mid-80s.
Yeah.
So we can do you want to just get... Oh, no, wait, sorry.
What?
Let's promote stuff. I was going to say we should promote things. I started promoting things. If people are unaware that we have, first of all, always been on YouTube, kind of. What I used to do is I used to just take the audio version of what we did, and I would put up a still picture from the movie, and it was on YouTube.
And people would be tricked. They would think they were going to YouTube to watch that movie, and nay, it was us just talking about that movie.
I would receive on the YouTube videos, you're not wrong. And based on the duration of how long people listened, which was average about 45 seconds, yes, that's exactly what people thought.
This isn't Zorro the Gay Blade. What the fuck?
And to be honest, it was movies like that were most popular.
Well, because people were searching for them. Yeah, exactly. And they found us two Goonies talking about them. But yeah, now sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. So now we have upgraded the YouTube from just the audio. So now people can still search for the movie and want to watch it, but now they can watch us talk about the movie. It's really great. Yeah.
Immediately they'll know what they're in store for. Before they might think, oh, the movie's just frozen on a particular image. But I'm sure it'll kick on pretty soon. But no, now you can watch us do what we're doing here, talk about it. And I also noticed, because neither of us are doing this, we have, let's say, a crack team behind the scenes who put all this together for us.
Yeah.
You know, he or they. Should deserve
however they identify.
A lot of credit. But there's like little images and little clips from the movie snuck in.
Yeah.
There's a cool bumper that was made.
Yeah, I had to do a little magic. I'm sleeping with the guy that put edited this whole YouTube piece together. I'm taking one for the team, you know?
It's only taken 7 years. You're like, I got nothing else going. You know what? I'm just going to whore myself out, I guess, for this podcast. And I appreciate it, first of all.
Yep, not a problem.
If I didn't say it before, I appreciate what you're doing. But yeah, so good times, great movies. Just go to YouTube, check it out. They're also cut up into manageable, bite-sized chunks of 7 to 15 minutes, something like that. Yes. So
yeah, it's really fun. It's really a fun.
It's
a fun way to kind of see what we do. If you know, don't watch it while driving because that's dangerous.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if you have I don't know, don't Teslas have that big screen and maybe you want to do it no, don't do it then. Don't do it. You need to focus on the road. Don't watch us talk about a movie.
Wait, do Teslas drive for you?
I thought they did, and then you can watch TV. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have the wrong idea of a Tesla.
Yeah, I would not. Don't suggest to people, Tesla or otherwise, watch this while they're driving.
No.
That should not be. Before you go through the windshield, our faces should not be the last thing you see. I don't want that to be the case.
Talking excitedly about Emilio Estevez and his great role as Otto. Hey!
He's great. That haircut, amazing.
The haircut, the earring, the whole look. The whole look. His punky attitude.
He wear an earring in every movie he's in.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous.
Oh. So we, boy, now I'm confused. I don't know. Was it last episode that we did a movie with Demi Moore? Yes.
Yeah, we did.
So I find it interesting because it's been so long since we did a movie with Emilio Estevez.
Was it the monster truck movie that was the last movie?
Oh, God, I forgot.
I didn't like that one. I didn't like that one very much.
Okay, that was terrible, yeah. All right. Yeah, I blocked that one out. Hey. I was thinking it was St. Elmo's Fire and Young Guns. But those were like...
Oh, yeah, those were eons
first
ago.
Year, I think, of this show, easily. I think St. Elmo's Fire may have been our second episode ever.
Yeah, it was pretty early out.
Yeah, so we've really taken a break from him. And yes, he was in Maximum Overdrive, which we talked about, but I had blocked that out because that was terrible. Watching Emilio Estevez and Lisa Simpson run around as trucks trying to kill them.
It wasn't this, I'll tell you that, without giving too much away.
No. If you really want to hear us hate a movie, go back and listen to our Maximum Overdrive episode.
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine it's fantastic. But this movie was suggested to us by a patron. We have a Patreon. We're just like teasing this out. Like we were just wasting time to get to this movie, and I don't know why. But patreon.com/goodtimesgreatmovies. This is Tim's pick. Tim is a long-time listener. So long, I think I remember sending Tim, and Tim can let me know if I'm wrong, and I feel bad if I am. I think I sent him a David Bowie Labyrinth patch.
Oh, nice. So
we're talking about our Labyrinth episode, so that's like 2015. He's been listening since then.
Well, welcome, Tim. We're glad. Yeah. I'm really glad that. And was this his first ever recommendation?
This was his first ever recommendation.
It was well done. Well done, Tim. He was like, when are y'all going to cover Repo Man? I'm just going to go on and request it.
He's like, great. I have to give them money to talk about Repo Man because I guess they're never going to talk about it.
And it's going to take them 30 minutes in before they even say more than just the title. No, we've said more. And we will continue to say more. DP is prepared to walk us through this. Again, I don't want to give too much away, but I can't help it. This really wonderfully strange little gem of a film.
Delightfully strange, yes. I don't want to give away too much either, but I was reminded, and I was almost saving this for the end.
Just put it out there now.
Do you remember another movie that you may have forgotten about? Do you remember Liquid Sky?
Yes, yes.
This had very Liquid Sky vibes, but like...
But I was a little more grounded. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's more mainstream and more digestible to me.
It's the Harry Stanton in it that helps a lot.
Oh, no. It definitely helps. Yeah. Listen, I think that Emilio Estevez did a great job in this movie. But if I had to just watch him wander around with a sourpuss on his face.
And take off his pants randomly.
All the time. Who is just taking his pants off at work, at somebody else's work? Just take your pants off. When that woman's like, my job's not like yours, and he's standing there in underwear, and the other lady comes in and is like, hey, we got a meeting in a few minutes.
What does she say? She doesn't say meeting. She calls it something weird. When we talk about it, it's in my notes.
Oh, I thought she said meeting. Okay.
I think she called it something else. But I don't know if it's in my notes. I don't want to page through right now.
Okay. But yeah, no, Harry Dean, he's wonderful. He's excellent in this, and he's one of those actors that just was, I think, born and probably looked about 60 when he was born, and then when he died, he looked about 80.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So let's get into this. We already talked about, we super think it's fun, but let's get into why.
Okay.
So I think it's best to just talk about one plot point that goes through the whole movie at first. So we don't have to keep going. And then we're back to this guy who's driving a car around. Like, I know we'll have to touch on that from time to time, but one thing that happens at the start of this movie is that we meet a character.
Yeah.
We already mentioned him, I think just for patrons though, who is driving around with what I thought were sunglasses with one lens knocked out.
Right.
You thought he had an eye patch on. It doesn't matter. But he's driving around in a car that has something mysterious in the trunk.
Yeah. And he's acting a bit strange himself, too. He's kind of smiley and driving through the desert, which always makes people feel a little strange when you're driving through the desert.
How dare you smile when you're driving
he's
around?
He's by himself and singing. There's a lot of people in the very start of this movie, because then the next scene after this is the grocery store scene, and the kid is singing to himself. So there's a lot of, like, since the soundtrack's kind of not really there, there's a lot of singing to themselves, right? That happens?
I hope the soundtrack is just people singing sometimes.
Yeah, that'd be great. Just humming along.
If Kevin, because for some reason I wrote Kevin's name down, if it's just Kevin singing a 7-Up jingle as part of the soundtrack, I would...
You're listening.
I'd listen to that.
All right.
But yeah, so this guy's driving around in a car and something weird is in the trunk. The very first scene, the way this opens, is that he's pulled over, as you said, in the desert. Motorcycle cop who asks to look in the trunk. The amount of people in this movie who just want to look in trunks
very
is
interested
weird,
in the trunk. Well, the trunk is emitting some sort of energy. That's where the main strangeness is coming from the vehicle. And I don't know if the officer can sense that, but he's definitely sensing that the driver's a little maybe off.
There's no question that this guy has seen better days, more sane days in his past.
Yeah.
And when you say the truck emits bright light sometimes, green light sometimes, fog.
Well, and
sometimes.
heat sometimes, because when the one kid goes to open it, it's really hot. Yeah, it's got it's got an energy about it. And when the officer does get a warning, you don't want to look in there. You don't want to look in there. Our friend
Which, if
tells
you're
him.
a trained police officer, that means I have bodies back there.
Yeah, that's exactly where you need to look to solve the crime, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. The way to do it is, sure, officer, take a look in the trunk. And then
hit him in the back of the head.
Right, yes. And then you add his body to the pile
in the trunk. Yeah, exactly. We would be such good criminals, you and I.
Yep. And then you steal the motorcycle? I don't know. Do you then dress as a cop?
Oh, you could take the cop clothes. No, they were two different. This cop was tall and slender, because when he opens the trunk, he's immediately scorched. Like this
vaporized.
Bright light comes out, and you see this like electric looking skeleton. What would you call that image that they show?
That's exactly what you would call. I can think of no better way to describe that than an electric skeleton, which we see several times.
Yeah, every time that the trunk gets open, that's kind of the reaction. And then he's just gone. It's just boots. He's up in smoke, quite literally. And luckily, our one-eyed driver knows to step back when this kind of situation happens, because this obviously happened before. And off he goes. But something strange is happening here. Do you want to go into now the research part of this? Did you say you wanted to stay on this one plot line, or can we?
The research part?
Well, when then there's the couple of scenes later, the investigators are all out in the desert, kind of.
Yeah. So right. So every time we see this guy in the car and something happens trunk related, we then do see guys in like hazmat suits and stuff, and he's also being tailed kind of by agents. It was a little confusing.
And these agents are very weird, because again, when they're investigating what had happened here, this officer up in smoke, somebody says like, well, what do you think it was? And the lady with the metal hand investigator goes, natural causes, people just sometimes spontaneously combust. It happens.
That's what happened to my hand. That's why I have a metal hand. Are we not going to talk about my metal hand?
Clearly, she's just been in the job a while. Maybe she touched the radiation. We don't know. But that's our first character we meet. That's what we're kind of getting into is, okay.
That's just, it's something that comes into play later, but it's just kind of what's happening in the background, like around the other plot line, which is just a meandering, like, teenage, like a lost teenage plot line. I don't know how to describe it.
Searching teenager, I guess. He's searching for himself. Yeah.
And you said earlier, people are weird, and you said, thank God Harry Dean is here, which I don't know if you said it, but that should be a bumper sticker. Because he's the most grounded character in this movie. Like, even though he's kind of crazy, he is living in reality, where a lot of these other characters, the way they're acting, the things they're saying, just seem very, very strange.
I don't know that Harry Dean is totally in reality. They're all in some sort of shifty, but he, I agree, is the most grounded one.
Right. Yeah, I think he's, when we meet, anyway, let's meet some people. Let's go to a supermarket.
Yes.
Because as I said earlier, Kevin, I don't know why I'm obsessed with Kevin.
Kevin's his friend? I didn't even know Kevin.
Kevin's a big, lanky goof is his friend. Yes. Yeah. So he and Kevin, and by he, it's Otto Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
They work at a grocery store.
Yeah.
And are approached by their boss.
Very aggressively. The boss has the security guy with him.
You mean Snoop? This guy looks just like Snoop Dogg until he takes his hat off later. But just facially, I was like, is this Snoop?
Is this young
or
Snoop?
Something? It's not. But
No. But no, his boss is kind of wanting, just as doesn't appreciate his work ethic and him necessarily. He's kind of a punk kid. But again, the approach is very aggressive. It's not, can I talk to you in my office? I'm going to write you up. It's like he approaches with a security guard kind of angrily.
Which is like, you're a slacker.
Yes.
You don't do anything. You're a loser. I hate you. To which, I don't know how long this relationship's been going on, but Otto turns around and he's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Drops
Pushes
the
his
F-bomb.
friend into a pile of cans, to which then the boss is like, well, you're fired too, Kevin.
Yeah. He gets them both fired by acting a little angry. Otto's got a very fresh mouth throughout all of this.
Sure.
And this is our seeing how
he's a teen. He's a wayward teen of the 80s.
Then we find out he's not just a wayward teen; he's a punk teen. Because the next scene is the punk party, right? Where I was
at Kevin's house.
This is at Kevin's house, yeah, right.
That reveal's amazing when he's like, "That's my parents' room, man.
No one's supposed to be in here."
Yeah, it's a punk party. Yeah. So. One of his friends just got out of jail.
Juvie, yeah.
Yeah, this got a juvie, right? Because these are all kids in this movie. And, yeah, it's a very, like, the punk stuff is very cliched punk, which I find very fun. Like, it's almost comical how they're dressed and things like that. And I understand there were people at the time that dressed like this, but I think it's very extreme. Like, it's sometimes laughable the way that these people are dressed and their hairstyles and things like that.
Totally fun though.
No, it's super fun.
Yeah.
And we see a character who I kind of Debbie.
Debbie, yeah. It's Debbie, and Duke is his friend that got out of juvie.
Right.
Because we see him later. So his friend comes out of juvie, they're reunited, that's exciting. And it's not just that we see him at the party, he's kind of throughout. Debbie, his girl, what are we going to say about Debbie?
I just have a question because maybe I'm getting characters confused.
Okay.
Debbie, his girlfriend, then during this party, like, he leaves to get her a beer, which I think is really fun, and then he goes back and she's in bed with Duke.
Very quickly.
And as he's putting on his shoes, she's like, he's such a baby.
They're not nice to him. I don't know. His friends, loose terms for friends, right? In Otto's world, because this is supposed to be a buddy of his growing up, but there's obviously some tension there. Because I love it. She asked
to see him though first.
They're excited. He's out. Yeah, they're slamming punk bodies against each other.
Slamming in the alley.
Yeah, that's how you do it. But yeah, he's laying in bed with his girl, and when she asks him to get him a beer, he goes in his underwear downstairs in the middle of the party and gets her the beer. And then, like I said, she comes up, he comes back up, and she's already literally, they're both just naked in the bed. And they're like, he doesn't feel bad. Duke's like, well, whatever. But now this starts the whole kind of downfall, or the search, I guess we could say.
So Debbie, Okay. So is Debbie the girl that is then part of Duke's trio?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So she at the beginning, I don't think she has that mohawk or whatever.
Well, she was getting ready for sexy time. She had maybe...
Oh, you thought it was a mohawk, but it was down?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Okay. All right. It's really great. And we find, like, here's the thing. This movie, plot-wise, kind of thin. Like, not that it's thin. There's a lot happening here. I don't think the plot, and you might disagree, is the strong part of this movie. Like, this movie just, to me, has more of a feel and an overall aesthetic that I really enjoy.
The trunk, it's just pulling you in.
Yeah, like, I don't really think anything that's happening is all that interesting. I just think the movie itself is interesting. It looks interesting. It feels interesting.
I agree.
I love it.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for sort of what this movie's about, I think it's just about how Otto is lost and he's looking for something and he doesn't fit in at home. He doesn't fit in with his friends. And then he kind of fits in with his job, but it turns out, no, it's not really the job that he's interested in. Like, he's just trying to find himself. So if you're looking for, I don't know, a deeper meaning to this movie, maybe that's it. Maybe that's as deep as it is.
Yeah. I like it.
Because I
I'll
love
sign up
how
with that.
After his girlfriend basically leaves him for his friend and he's been fired, it's just him, like, sitting around, I think, on train tracks, drinking beer and yelling the names of popular television shows.
Gilligan's Island.
The Flintstones.
Just shouting.
Really great.
Yeah.
It's just like all this consumer nonsense, like that's with the labels and everything like that, and pop culture, like all of this stuff is a farce and is worthless and isn't, worth paying attention to and is totally meaningless. And I think it's just really fun. Like I said, they're so subtle about some of it. Well, with that, they weren't, but I enjoyed it very much.
I did too. I
also like how this movie probably could have taken place at night, and a lot of it does, but boy, they don't mind shooting during the day.
Oh, no.
Like that scorching sun, like this movie feels hot and grimy.
It's deserty,
and uncomfortable. Yeah, so I guess he's been walking all night, all night. It's the next day, and Harry Dean pulls up in a car, and I love this story. I was like,
this is a great little,
do you want to make some money? I have to take my wife to the hospital, but her car's here, so could you move her car? And he's even like, well, wait, where's your wife?
He's like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. She's having twins. It's
twins.
Yeah.
I'll give you $10, $15.
They decide on 20.
Well, he decides on 20, and then Harry Dean's like, I'll give you 25, which I think is really nice. Like, there's no way he's going to turn this down now.
Right.
So he's basically tricks him into stealing a car.
Now, they are stealing, because they are Repo Men, right?
It is revealed, yes.
So, this was well, let's get there,
Sure.
So, he takes the car.
Yeah, he
drives the car. They take it too.
He realizes this isn't his wife's car because an old man comes out and like tries to strangle him, and he drags this old man down the street for a bit, and then he's just having a great time. He's like, "Oh my god, I just stole a car."
Well, you must get that rush, right?
Oh
like
my god,
a rush about And then he pulls up into this like repo junkyard, I guess of sorts.
Let's call it the lot.
The lot. That's better because these cars aren't junked; they're repoed. Yeah, the impound. Love it. That's great vocabulary.
Sure. I don't know if that's accurate.
Sounds
right.
I'm going
to call it.
Sounds very right.
So he shows up, and there's this little office full of characters.
Yeah. Where's the police officer guy?
I don't know.
There's one lady. We find out, especially more toward the end, she's got a lot of sass in the group.
She's super cool at the end of this.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of this movie, I'm like, this is like Pam Grier suddenly
she's like she's badass, right? Yeah. But it's a motley crew of characters.
For the longest time we just see her sitting behind a desk. I had no idea she had this in her.
But she does.
And I'm sure I'm gonna skip characters or miss them. There's one kind of like overweight white guy who I guess runs the place.
Yeah, because he gets the call from
Yeah,
the Rodriguez brothers lawyer.
Yeah, he looks sloppy and has a, just like a dirty T-shirt on. And then, like you said, there's a police officer?
Yeah.
Maybe? Question mark?
Security
I have no
guard,
idea.
maybe? There's Miller, my favorite character, Miller. He's not actually in the office. We don't see him till later.
They don't let him in that place. They're like, you can stay outside. You're in charge of burning contents of vehicles.
Yeah.
If you could stay under this overpass, just
that's
near
the best
a
place
trash
for you,
fire.
my Miller friend. Yeah. But it is, even though you like the characters kind of mesh together, we do get to know them a little bit because he goes into Repo Man training.
And he's only really training with two guys. Like, I love the reveal that he's not always with Harry Dean.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Was fun.
Yeah.
But he's with Harry Dean and what's that other guy's name?
I don't know.
Fish or his name's not Fish. Trip. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sure I have it.
I didn't write his down.
Light.
Light's
the black guy who has the gun.
His name is Light?
Light. L-I-T-E. Like light beer.
Like it's a light. Okay.
Not like light bulb.
Yeah, no, like light, like not heavy. Nope, that's the same light. L-I-T-E. No, light, like not heavy. All right. That's enough about that.
I think we can move. Clearly, by not responding, I don't know how you spelled it.
Well, when he first arrives and meets this crew, Otto is not a fan of being a repo man. He's like, no. I think he literally says, I ain't going to be no repo man. No way. I think it's literally what he says. He pours his beer out. They give him a beer, and he pours his beer on the floor once he figures out. He says, hold on. You guys are repo men. But so in saying that, are they stealing these people's cars? These people already owe money.
Right.
So they're taking their cars, stealing them?
I should have done some sort of research on what repo men actually do. But from here's what I'm gonna just tell you what I think happens, and then listeners who are way more intelligent than I am will tell me.
Remember, we're talking to a mediocre man here, people.
Right? Yes. No. This is stuff I've collected from movies and TV shows. That's it. So I think that people are making payments on these vehicles, and it's always vehicles, but they just default in their payments and they don't make the payments.
Correct.
And then, companies can call you all day long and be like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah from the Ford dealership. You're not paying your bills, but they can't come get it.
Right.
So then they have this, it's called them mediators. I don't know if that's the right word either. But these repo men who go and they get the car.
This is where your PowerPoint would be really good.
Oh my God, I should have made a PowerPoint. And they hold the car for the people to make the payments then on the car.
Right.
So if the people don't make the payments, then I'm assuming the car goes back to whoever.
Or they sell it. I think maybe the repo men are a little shady maybe sometimes. And they might resell it or sell it for parts or they somehow.
These guys are not playing by my made-up rules that I'm talking right now.
Yeah, they're clearly not completely legitimate, but at the same time, I don't know that it's totally a stolen car situation. But it's...
Yeah, but because Harry Dean later says you work on commission, what I'm assuming is that... so much of the money that is then paid goes to the place where they bought the car, but then a certain percentage is taken in by these repo men. I could be totally
wrong. I think I'm with you on this, and I'm going to assume that if your car is repoed, there's extra amounts tagged on that go to and that's how these repo men, like you said, make their commish money. All right, so there we have facts about what a repo man does. And as we said,
I do wish I made a PowerPoint.
This would have been a great use of your PowerPoint skills.
Exhibit A.
The car.
Repo Man. And it's just a picture of Harry Dean Stanton from some movie that he was in.
Up in the tree from that Christmas movie we watched.
Oh my God, I forgot he was in that. The most terrifying angel ever. Oh, what was her name? Something McGonagall.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm not in that world right now. I'm in the desert. I'm with Otto.
I really do think listening to us talk about, what's it called? The world's
One
worst
Christmas wish? No, Christmas wish or something?
Christmas wish.
Yeah.
Oh, just join our Patreon for a month. It's $5. Just join it for 1 month just to listen to that episode.
It's a gem. It's a holiday gem.
Oh, it really is. Okay, but yeah, I can't get too
No, let's
lost,
get back in here. Let's get back in here. So yeah, we what else? Oh, we met Miller really fast. When Otto refuses, he doesn't want to be a repo man, but really our sassy secretary lady pays him and says, "Well, you kind of already are a repo man."
You're a repo man now? You know some of those guys are repo men.
Yeah, they're totally repo men.
100%. That cop, a total repo man.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But
again,
Miller...
Not sure if he's a cop at all. They refer to him as a cop.
Yeah, he says something about the... Yeah, but...
But he's a repo man.
I don't know.
Anyway. So he's like, I'm not a repo man. I'm going to dump beer all over the floor. I like how he dumps beer all over the floor. And the one guy's like, you know what? People get the shit kicked out of them for doing stuff like that.
Oh.
I think it's great. You're an awesome kid. And he's like, fuck you guys. Give me my money. I'm out of here. So he goes home to his parents.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's worth talking about these two who are sitting on the couch watching a televangelist, not really listening to him or
No, they never make eye contact with him.
No, not at all.
No.
So he comes in. It's like, anything for dinner? No, there's nothing for dinner.
No.
But there's a big can of food.
And it's labeled food.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. And I do like how his mom says, you should heat that up. You'll enjoy it more. And his response is, I couldn't enjoy this anymore. And he asks them, he says, remember when you said that if I finish school, you'll give me $1,000 to go to Europe? I really want to do that. I really want to finish school. Do you think you could give me the money in advance?
It's a nice offer. He's looking for some cash. Earlier, he was still looking through the classifieds with his friend, his dopey friend. Remember, they were in the rain and he wears that weird rain hat?
His name's Kevin.
Kevin. Sorry, Kevin, the one name you remember.
It's the only character I know.
But he's hard up on money. He can't find a job. They look through the classifieds. He's asking the dad about this $1,000 money loan. And the dad, again, not even looking at him. No. Mom is smoking a reefer. I don't know if you noticed that. She's
having a great time.
Yeah, but they confess that they gave all he's like, I don't have the money anymore. I don't have the $1,000. They gave it all. They're buying Bibles for like families in Portugal or something like that. Like they've given it away to the church basically, or to the televangelist. They don't have his money. So I don't know how far $1,000 was going to get him, but it was going to be a good start since he doesn't have a job. So
Jamie, I did so much money conversion for Johnny Dangerously. I didn't do any here, but 84 $1,000. And for a kid who's, what would you say? He's supposed to be 16, 17, something like that?
I think he's 18 because he lies about being 21. But then it says it comes up too on one of their computers. You can't lie
about being 21 until you turn 18.
No, because...
No, I'm just thinking he clearly didn't finish school, so I don't know... But yeah, 18. I mean, 18 does sound right.
Yeah.
You look at him, you look at Kevin, you look at Duke. Yeah, 18. That sounds about right.
You feel good about that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right.
Plus, I think we just, you don't want to picture a couple of 16-year-olds having sex. I understand what your problem is.
Yeah, I have boundaries about that.
Right.
Yeah.
So he decides off screen, well, I guess I'm a repo man.
Yeah.
And I love this montage of he and Harry Dean in the car, and Harry Dean just shown in the ropes because
there's a code. He tells
it's night, it's day again, it's night again. Yeah, and there's a code. Do you want to?
I don't know. I didn't write it down. I figured that was the kind of thing you were going to keep track of.
No, I didn't write it down. Oh. I think the code is let's do coke.
Well, there is that. That comes up. Do they do it, or I don't think they do it. Oh, they do it together right away, right out the bat. Because one thing he does, one sort of highlight of the code, Repo Man spends his life getting into tense situations. That's what Repo Man does. Yep. It's all about just getting into those tense situations.
It is. And I think that would be a draw for for someone
of that personality like Otto. Yeah. Well, now this pulls him in. So he's doing drugs and they're driving around and this is all fun. And then this, like, what would you call this car puddle race thing that happens with the Rodriguez brothers?
I don't know. And the Rodriguez brothers are a confusing lot.
Yeah, because don't they help the Helping Hands, by the way, is the name of the repo company.
But yeah, so
that Harry Dean works for.
Yeah. So they do. There are these Rodriguez brothers who I guess they're like his white whale. I guess he's always trying to get their car or something. Yeah. They're just a menace to him. So much so that they like deliberately challenge him to races and
they do this weird race and run into puddles, and this excites Otto. He's like, that was intense. And Otto, besides the drugs and the just driving around and the quirky personalities Harry's starting to hang out with, this I think is what hooks him. And after this little rub and racing time is over, they go and they get a drink. And
that's such a great scene, especially because Harry Dean says, let's go get a drink. And then they have white cans that just say drink on it.
Yeah.
And this is where they go in and they buy their drink. Yeah. And as they leave, we see the guy behind the counter, like masked hoods just pop up. He was being robbed the whole time. Yeah. And it's his friend Duke. Yeah. And what was her name? What did I say her name was? Debbie. Debbie, and then some other guy.
Goofy guy. Yeah, some other goofball.
We will totally get into that guy later on.
Yeah, they're on a crime spree, this group.
Yeah, he's having a great time. And this is where we do cut to he and Light together. So he's just kind of going on ride-alongs.
Who does he go with? Is this Light that gives him Light gives him the rat.
Gives him a rat.
This is something that is a trick, I guess, that he likes to use. But I think that Otto's approach with this trick wasn't the greatest. Do you agree?
It's not good. And I also think Light's just messing with him because Light just drives away after this and leaves him maced wandering the streets.
Yeah. So
because he throws a dead rat in a car with a woman, and of course she's supposed to, I guess, yell and scream and run out of the car,
and then he can take it over. No,
but instead her reaction of looking down at the rat and then just holding mace out and spraying him right in the face is really great.
Yeah. But now he's back with Harry, right? Doesn't he meet back up with Harry after this?
Well, this is where, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that where they drive around. Like, there's a lot of, I don't want to say montages, but just little scenes of them stealing cars.
Right.
You know, later on we get a whole scene of, he's got a whole briefcase of like different little instruments that they use to hotwire cars and break into locked doors and stuff like that. So we do get those scenes of what being a repo man is, like the day-to-day of it.
And we get some good dialogue and some good information from like Harry Dean. I think he doesn't like to jump the cars. He doesn't like to have to go in there and jump a car. He preferred to have the key and do it proper, kind of that way.
Harry Dean's approach is like, I don't know, I just take the keys from these people?
Yeah, he doesn't. He finds them. Yeah, tricks them into
getting out of their car and then taking it. I don't know. It seems like such a confusing thing because one of the best things about this movie, and one of the things that I don't quite understand is before Otto came along, how was Harry Dean taking these cars while he was also driving
another car? Maybe he had a partner that... who knows?
I would just love that throwaway line where he's like, well, I had a partner, but sometimes things go sideways or whatever. You don't need to get into any explanation, but I was like, were he and Light partners and now they can finally separate
and they can do their own? Maybe he and Miller were partners, but he couldn't take Miller's philosophizing.
I do not think you can take Miller on any of these ride-alongs. I think he has a very specific job that he is tailored for. You basically don't let him out of that fenced-in area. You build him a little doghouse that he sleeps in.
And you just let him do his thing.
Yes, and that's
Mumble
what
to
Miller
himself,
does.
yeah.
Yeah. So in all this shenanigans, in all these montages and stuff, Emilio sees a lady running down the street.
Well, this is after Emilio, because he's getting all these. The montages are showing us how he's learning from these repo men, and he gets from a was it a restaurant owner who doesn't make payments on his Cadillac? It's a fancy red car that Otto takes, and it's his. I don't know if it's his first, but it's the first one we see of his official. I did this one. And when he's driving in that, he's feeling great because it's a great car, and he did this. And then he sees this girl walking on the street.
Yes,
and he literally says to her, "Hey, baby, want to ride?"
I mean, she does appear to be running down the street. So, I mean, it's not a good pickup line at all, but it's strangely appropriate because she finally does take a ride from him after he runs over this lady's garbage cans.
Oh, well, as he's talking to her, he's not watching what he's doing. So he he veers and slams into her garbage cans, which she's very angry about. And we even see her later, and she's like, "You're the guy that hit my garbage cans." But,
I like how he's like, "Well, if you didn't leave him in the middle of the street," and she's like, "This isn't
This is the curb!
This is a curb."
Yeah.
It's great. But finally, Layla gets in the car, and she says that she's being followed by, government agents.
And she is. She's not wrong.
No, right. Because she has a picture of dead aliens.
It looks like a picture of an elbow when she shows it to him.
Right. Exactly.
It's like a black and white picture, and we get to see it. Like, he looks at it, we get to look at it, and I'm like, I don't know. And she said, she claims it's a picture of dead aliens.
I wish I was more familiar with this movie, because when I got ultrasound pictures of my children, I wish I was like, this looks like the picture of the aliens in Repo Man.
Wait, what's going on here?
It would be a great thing to say with that doctor. Whatever. Did I ever tell you, speaking of
ultrasounds?
No, speaking of things that you probably, I don't want to say shouldn't say to a doctor. I can't even believe I didn't talk about this on the episode where we did this. I was once at the doctor, and he was giving me, this is a while ago, he was giving me Novocaine.
Were you
they
at
take
the
needle and
dentist?
they put it. Yeah, it was the dentist. Sorry, doctor. Oh my God. Yeah,
he's a tooth doctor.
Yeah, he was giving me Novocaine, and he said, "You might feel a little pain." To which I said, "Pain don't hurt." And he said, "Roadhouse," and I went, "Yep."
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's all.
That was a fun little sidebar story. I love it. Little nugget right there for you. Okay.
Yeah. So she basically tells him, "Listen, these dead aliens are in the trunk of a car. It's a Chevy Malibu.
Yeah.
And I got to find this thing. We got to find it. The government's after it. There's all sorts of stuff. It's on its way here."
She gets down and ducks,
knows a lot.
Too. There is a car following her. She gets down and ducks, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Those are the guys. They're following me." And gives him this whole story. And because the movie is just so strange and Otto's just a weird cat, he doesn't even really think any of this is that crazy. He's like, "No, all right.
This is kind of funny.
Yeah.
He's having a good time.
Yeah.
He's never been this happy."
No, he's in a good way. I think he even says to her, he tells her that this is his, because she says, "Is this your car?" He's like, "Yeah, I got more like them." Yeah, because I'm a repo man. It's a great gig.
Where is he dropping her off? It looks like some sort of public library or a DMV.
This is her work, called the United Fruitcake Outlet. Did you see the name of her work?
Okay. All right, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. So he drives her to the, what'd you say?
United Fruitcake Outlet.
Okay. There's a lot of neon. If somebody told me that there was a place called the United Fruitcake Outlet, I would not expect so much neon.
I mean, and then what's in it? Like later
it's just neon bars.
No, when they're in it later, when he goes to meet her at work and takes his pants off, and there's that weird doll thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
What is that?
There's an elderly couple going in there when they have sex in the car. What does this place
What is
do?
this place? What is
I
this
love it.
place?
I love it. But I love his reaction because he drives her there.
Yeah.
He gets out of the car, opens the door for her, and then he says, "Hey, you want to go out with me again sometime?" And I was like, "This wasn't a date." Like,
No, you drove her to work. Well, their whole interaction is weird because she's telling him, you should really lighten up. And he gets angry with her and is like, people pay to go out with me.
Yeah, I do like that.
And then they get back. They get back in the car, and
yeah, she's like, "You want to go in the back seat?"
they have some relations. We're meant to think.
And we see like sped up, like the footage for the only time in this movie is sped up for no reason. It's super fun.
Now, after we've established that he's met this girl. And now he's back at work, and he's just reading the paper in the office because, when a repo man's not repoing cars, he's just reading papers, right?
It is very cute that he, has a desk now.
Yeah, he's moving
just
on
this
up.
little desk lamp, and he's wearing his little tie, because that is brought up how Harry Dean says, you should probably dress like a cop. If people think you're a cop, they think you're packing, they don't mess with you as much. We do find out that Light is packing.
Right. Yeah, because that's another thing that Harry Dean doesn't believe in. He doesn't pack because it's, right?
Yeah, he doesn't carry a gun because it's not worth it to die for a car.
Right.
Which is what he says.
It's part of his motto.
Back at the end, of course. So yeah, this is the scene where he's with Light that we get a good look at the equipment they use.
He reads the headline too in the paper about ETs landing.
Oh sure.
About extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
So we also have some an alien vibe more so than just this girl talking about it.
For something that seems so small and like this weird clandestine organization, and there's a couple aliens in the back of it. Everybody seems to know this. Like, it's in the newspaper.
Yeah. It's a headline, right?
So after all of this, I think it's fun because this is when he does spend some time with Miller.
Oh, yeah.
And Miller's
theories?
Just saying stuff.
Miller's theories. I called him the air freshener guy for a little bit because when we first meet him, he talks about how the air fresheners, and he's got a thing for them. He talks about extraterrestrials. He talks about shrimp. He talks about being a shrimp on a plate. I love it. Otto's reaction is, "You did a lot of acid back in the hippie days, didn't you, Miller? Didn't you?"
It's amazing because it's just like...
Oh, he talks about the Bermuda Triangle. He talks about UFOs.
Miller's talking like a couple of stone college freshmen or something like that. Because he's like, well, people have only been around for so long. And then what was there before people? Or where did the first people come from?
That's Mayans invented TV.
They came from the future.
Yeah.
And these future people, they have time machines.
Oh, yeah. The flying saucers are the time machines. Yeah.
It's a whole thing. This guy's a bit off his rocker, and Emilio Estevez is having so much fun. I also like how he says, he's like, "Yeah, I take the bus, and I love to take the bus because the more you drive, the less intelligent you are."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why he's not a repo man, because he doesn't drive. He just works in the. He
doesn't drive. He can't drive.
Yeah. And he just gets to think on the bus. Gets a lot of thinking done on the bus.
Yes.
But
we see that there is... So we talked about how there's a rival repo group. Wait, I don't even know. Are these Rodriguez people aren't repo men, right?
No, I think they're just
like a gang.
Yeah, I think they're a gang and they must have some cars that need to be repoed and others that don't. Like they must maybe they're a gang and maybe they steal cars. Somehow they are
doing.
There is some tension between them and the repo men, especially Harry Dean.
Yes, because we find out at this point that this Chevy Malibu that everybody's looking for, someone, the government, I guess, is offering $20,000.
Yeah, big money,
so
big bones.
On everyone's radar now. The Rodriguez brothers, the Repo Depot,
helping hands is what they're called.
Helping hands. So everybody's sort of out after this.
Yeah.
Although everybody's interested except for Emilio Estevez.
No, he's just living life. He's just new on the new repo man and just kind of learning the ropes of the job. And
this is where he does go to Layla's work.
Oh, okay.
The factory, warehouse, whatever you called it.
Uh-huh.
And this is where he does go in and just take off his pants at her place of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like how her response to him taking off his pants is, my work is different than yours. As though this is what
That's what they do at the Repo Man place. Hands. Yeah.
Which honestly wouldn't surprise me.
What is this? Wait, what did we... Weird alien baby? Oh no, that's the weird alien baby doll that's in her work that he takes his pants off in front of.
Her work really reminded me of Liquid Sky. That looked like a place when that girl's like, my rhythm box.
Oh yeah.
It looked like she was at the fruitcake factory.
Oh,
sorry, you're. Oh, I thought you were.
No, I was reading my notes.
You were just studying your notes.
I was what Harry's dream to own a junkyard and pit bulls. He's got spotless credit. Those were some notes I took. The conversation he was having, I think, with Light.
Yeah.
Harry and why do they get in a fight? Harry and Otto get in a fight because Harry accuses Otto of being a Russian commie.
Yeah, it's really weird because he's talking about Russia for some reason, and he's really hung up. I guess because he's a repo man, he's very hung up on people not paying their bills and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so he's talking about Russia, and I like how Otto's response is, "It's all free there.
Yeah,
it's all free. They don't owe anything." And he's like, "Are you some kind of goddamn
That's
commie?"
what it is. Yeah.
And he's like, "No." And he goes, "Good, because no commies in my car." And then he pauses and he goes, "No Christians either." Really great.
These are the rules. These are the rules. We got to follow them. Right?
So I know that we've been putting off this guy driving around in this car because every now and then, like we said, we flash to him, but he's just a crazy man driving around. Mm-hmm. Now he kind of gets woven into the plot of this because he goes to a gas station where Kevin is working now.
Yeah, Kevin got a new job. Mm-hmm.
And I love how Kevin is working at a gas station, and I don't think this is a thing because Kevin pulls up and is like, "Do you want your windows washed? I'll get you some gas. Also, do you want me to check the trunk?
I can clean your trunk. I can clean your trunk out."
What?
How is that part of the service here? Yeah, he's just ready. He's got his little dust buster, and he's ready to,
And he's about to, I'm going to say die.
Yeah.
To which I was like, "No, Kevin. No, favorite character, Kevin.
Clearly.
I hope you don't die." But he is interrupted by the Rodriguez brothers who come in.
Yeah.
And they're just not there to get gas.
No.
They notice that this is the car they're looking for.
The Chevy Malibu that everyone's been talking about. Yes. Yep.
One of them hops out, takes it, steals it, and now the old guy with one half of sunglasses is very distressed by this.
Yeah, well, this is not good news on his behalf. And these guys take it, and as they're driving, it's very warm in that car. They're having a hard time, the Rodriguez brothers, just driving because of how hot it is. So they stop.
They stop at a payphone.
They pull over at a payphone and maybe a little convenience store to get in. Because I like how after the car's stolen, they just sip their drink and watch it go. But they stop to make a call. I think they call Helping Hands and say, "We got the car."
I am very confused.
Like, are they working for them? Are they working together on this now?
No, they're not. No. What's her name? What is her name? Now I can't think of her.
Secretary?
Yeah, the secretary.
I don't know.
Marlene.
I said I knew Marlene. Yeah,
Marlene is her name. So I think Marlene is secretly part of their gang. But she's also working at the repo.
Okay, so because they call and talk to her, right?
Yes, because we see her with them a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say I was confused because I'm like, well, wait, isn't she that same character? But then I was like, well, maybe they're just two actresses that look the same. Uh-huh. But no, I think she's probably... Harry Dean should be mad at her because I'm sure she's given them all the information.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they call her and they're like, hey, we got it. And then, well... Not really.
No, because while the one is getting the drink and the other is making a call, Duke and his little posse come, and they've just stolen goods from somewhere, and they just came from somewhere stealing.
Yeah.
and they take the car and they go away. And the Rodriguez brothers, like I said, they have their drinks now, and they just sip their drinks out of their straw, and they watch, and they're like, almost like in disbelief, like, can't believe
it really is like
lost this car.
We lost this one. It was a good run. We lucked out, seeing it at the gas station. So you know what? Easy come, easy go, I guess.
Yeah. But the work continues for Otto. Yeah. He still has more cars to repo.
Is this when he's taking a car from an old lady?
From the lady from 227? Yes.
Yes.
Or trying to. And this comes back to bite him in the butt, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Because I think a band shows up at her house.
Yes. Well, it's her son, but
musical instruments.
Yes.
Yeah, it's her son and the rest of his band. Because the whole gag of this is that Otto's sweet-talking this old lady like, listen, if it were up to me, I'd let you keep the car.
Right.
But it's not up to me. Yeah. I can't. I want you to have it so badly. Right. And then these big dudes come in and surround him. And he's like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, he fumbles with his briefcase, but he tries to get in. He tries to then take her car. He gets right. He gets in her car, and he's like, "Well, who cares? I'm just gonna take it anyway." But it's on not blocks, but it's on.
It's basically on blocks.
Yeah. Yes. So when he tries to move it, it doesn't move, and then they come out and kind of rough him up a bit.
They rough him up a bit. I thought one of the best parts of this is when he leaves to try and take this car, you hear this old lady yelling at her son in the background.
Oh, yeah, you can hear them arguing, and she's like, you got to tell that company.
I don't know what happens to all the money I give you.
Yeah.
You know what happens to it? You go out dancing. That's where my money goes.
Yeah.
This is a fascinating
He's getting in trouble.
Drama that's happening.
Yeah. I like it, though, so he gets roughed up, Otto gets roughed up, and then he goes back to headquarters, we'll say, and I like how Miller's trying to heal him, and Miller is like chanting like like native music around him and just trying to heal him. Meanwhile, the random cop guy's all pissed, like, who is this? Who's roughed you up? We got to find these guys.
It really is someone messed with one of our own.
Yeah, they're a tight group.
We can beat you up all we want. We can throw things at you. We can insult you. But if some outsider does this,
trouble. They don't like it.
Go take
they protect their own.
Also, this is when I think Otto insults this cop, and he's like, "Dude, I fought in 2 world wars.
Oh, yeah.
I worked 5 years at a slaughterhouse and 10 years in security." And I was like, is this guy 150 years old? Nothing he's saying.
He has an extensive background. That's all you need to know in some sort of law enforcement. And yeah, he does. He gets, I think, again, Otto has a sassy mouth throughout the whole thing. He's a punk kid. He says something sassy to him, and the cop guy just kind of goes a little apeshit on him.
Yeah. Is this when they're like, who did this to you? And he goes, mer, 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 and then he flashes to his parents' house, and his dad gets beat up.
Yes.
That was kind of fun. Oh my God! All right, great. Where are we now? I'm so lost in my notes too. Oh, Layla is
the gunshot.
Yeah.
The dangerous one that he goes on with Light.
He's with Light, and there's some gunshots. Like there's a little firefight and stuff like that. And
he freaks out. Otto freaks out a little bit about that because he goes to take a car with Light, and shots are rung, and Otto's like, "We got to get out of here." But that's when he sees that Light packs, has his own gun. There's a bit of a shootout. Otto freaks out, but Light's the best because he's like, get in the car. No, get in that car that we're supposed to repo, and we're going. We're doing the job. And they do.
You start a job, you finish the job.
It. That's part of the code, I guess.
Yeah. Light does reveal that he's just shooting blanks, which kind of doesn't come to anything. Like, I was waiting for some part in this movie for, someone to try and use the gun to do something, and it's just blanks. But I guess it's just to show he's not a bad guy. He's not actually trying to kill people.
No, he just wants it to make himself look,
Exactly.
You were going to say when she gets kidnapped or she makes the call from a payphone.
Yeah,
Layla calls
gets
the guy
a
with
call.
from the guy with the glasses.
I'm so confused.
This is a little confusing. Yeah.
They're calling from payphones on the opposite side of the street, which is fun.
And his voice is all jarbled, and she tells him, like, I can't. Are you on a scrambler? I can't totally understand you.
And he's like, oh, you can't understand me because I'm on a scrambler. And then continues talking into the scrambler.
Yeah.
To which these agents, like, smash they run into his phone booth. Mm-hmm. He dives out of the way to survive for a little while longer. Mm-hmm. And they throw her in the van, or in the car, and they kidnap her.
Mm-hmm. And now she's there. Layla is.
This is a weird scene. Because it's the repo guy's hanging out again.
Oh, yeah, the John Wayne scene.
Where he says John Wayne's gay?
Yeah.
Who says this? Is this Miller's?
I think Miller says John Wayne was a fag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I think it's Miller, because he says he went to his house once and he was dressed up like a woman.
Right. He's like, he had me install two-way mirrors in his house, and he showed up at the door in a dress. And I love the reaction of the cop who's like, what? Plenty of straight men like to watch their friends fuck. It's so great.
And they all are like, yeah, John Wayne is not, all of them are like, John Wayne is not a fag. You can't say
very
that.
Upset.
You do not say that about John Wayne. The guys heart John Wayne is what I wrote in my notes.
Yeah.
And yeah, then Layla calls the office looking for Otto. Yeah.
Right. Layla calls looking for Otto. Mm-hmm. And Layla's like, I don't know, maybe at some bar. And he shows up.
This is the weirdest band at this bar.
Yes. It's really great. This band's called the Circle Jerks. They're an actual band. They're an actual punk band. Yeah. And I do like it because he sits there and he listens to them for a while. And Otto goes, I used to like these guys. Yeah. I thought that was kind of fun because they are really terrible.
Yeah.
But he sits down to talk to Layla and her new friend, who has a robot hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do with this because their conversation, they don't even start their conversation because then Duke and the gang come in and sit down and like bother him.
Yeah, they get kind of rude with him and they make fun of him for being a Repo Man. Yep. And he introduces them to Layla. He's like, this is Layla and her weird friend.
Friend. And the one guy's like, oh my God, it's a robot hand. You have a robot hand.
Oh, and they start licking her hand.
I was so angry. Yes, he gets down the table, licks her hand, and I'm like, what is the story behind this robot hand? Weird. Please, somebody tell me.
It's really weird, the two,
It's amazing. And they get so frustrated at one point. I think it is Debbie that's like, fuck this. Let's go do crime.
Yeah. That's what they want to do.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome. I love it because these characters stick around for just a little while longer, and they are, I mean, this movie has a lot of comic relief, but anytime we're with this gang, we know it's goofy.
Yeah. You're going to get a little chuckle.
Yeah, because we don't even get, like, the rest of this conversation that's happening between Otto and Layla and the woman with the robot hand, because now we just follow this gang back to this stolen car, hot car, if you will, because the old guy found it again, and he's like, oh my God, I'm just wandering around Albuquerque, and I stumbled upon my stolen car.
My Chevy Malibu. I got it back. Yeah.
To which he kind of, like, dares them to look in the trunk.
Yeah. It's kind of a great move because he knows what'll happen to them. And he knows, he's like, you wouldn't. And of course, that's...
Well, of course, it's Duke tries it first but burns his hand.
And then he backs away.
Yes. Yeah.
And Debbie's like, I don't know.
Debbie's
we
like,
need this.
Let's
go do more crime. This isn't crime.
Then this cartoon dog that is also part of this gang is like, duh, I'll look in the trunk right now. You're a big stupid baby. Yeah. And he opens the trunk and gets, I think you said, electroskeleton.
Yeah, yeah.
And to which then she says, let's get out of here and go do those crimes.
And
Duke Slime.
And then he says, let's go get sushi and not pay.
It's really great. They are living their best life.
They are living a punk life, and it's a great life for these
When
two.
we go back to them in the car, and he's trying to have a deep, meaningful conversation.
Because he thinks they need to have children. It's what you do next.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. I kind of want them
Very
to have
sweet.
a sequel
You
all
want
their
to
own.
see their children.
Yeah.
You want to know.
Yep.
Oh.
So this guy's like, cool, I got my car back. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so he starts going. It's a whole thing because like everything converges now at this point in the movie because the Repo Men are following the Rodriguez brothers and the Rodriguez brothers are following the alien car and they kind of like get in an accident.
Yeah.
To which then these tough guys, everybody comes out with bats and everything.
Oh, yeah, all the Repo Men are gang together. They all have matching baseball caps. And it's almost like that scene in, what's that movie with Will Ferrell when they all have that fight? Like, you think there's going to be some big fight. I don't know why I referenced a Will Ferrell movie, but it reminded me of Anchorman when they all, anyway.
Yeah. Because you really do think they're going to have a huge fight.
Yeah.
But it just turns into a discussion about insurance and cash. Because he's like, I finally stopped the Rodriguez brothers, and now I'm going to take their car. And the one guy's like, hey, joke's on you. We paid this off.
Because this one is actually their car. But,
yes.
But so it's not the Chevy Malibu right now. It's the Rodriguez
No, they were chasing the Chevy Malibu.
Right. And that's how they met up, and they were going to
got away because the Repo Men were there.
Gotcha.
And I guess this is a car that Harry Dean Stanton's been looking for forever. But they're like, hey, we made all the payments.
This is our properly paid car. Yeah.
Also, my neck hurts. I hope you got insurance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which then they're sued. Like it cuts to them getting a summons.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a call to the office where they're summoned. And Harry Dean's going to have to give a statement. And Harry Dean's all upset. The boss is like, we got to do this. What they paid for it. It's our issue. And Harry Dean, the boss first tells him to take a week off.
Yeah.
And take a minute and think about it. And then I think he fires him.
It's a month. And then it's, why don't you not come back here ever?
Mm-hmm. Pretty heavy stuff.
Everything was going so well. I don't. And Harry Dean, I could be wrong. He appears to be their best Repo Man.
Yeah, he's really good at
but
his
maybe
work.
it's just because we spend so much time with him.
Yeah.
Who knows what that cop's doing? I have no idea what that guy does.
I think he's more like security for the area, I think.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
I think
he's
that's
their
it.
junkyard dog, basically.
Yeah.
So this is fun because Harry Dean and Otto are now in the car, and Harry Dean's very angry. And maybe he's been drinking, I'm not sure. Because now he's very upset at the homeless people who are just hanging around on the street. Because he's like, we should find out how much they owe. And they should all have to pay it back. To which Otto goes, they're winos. They don't have any money.
But he wants them all. He wants everybody. He says earlier in the film, how do these millionaires have millions of dollars, but they don't pay their bills? What is up with that?
He's very upset. And he's sort of, he's angry because he lost his job. This is the only thing that I think he's good at or knows how to do.
He had a plan. He told it to Light earlier that he wants to own his own junkyard and he was going to save up money. And this $20,000 car that he was supposed to find was supposed to help him.
This was going to do
get
it
that
because, as you said,
fund.
he has impeccable credit.
He does. He mentioned it, and that's a great thing for a Repo Man to have.
But the main thing about this interaction is that he's now pissed off the only friend he has, and Otto, who's driving the car, by the way, gets out and walks away.
Yeah.
And just happens to run into the car with the glowing trunk.
He sees it,
To which he races on foot and catches up to.
Yeah, it's quick. Well, there are a couple of obstacles.
That he throws up.
Yeah. He does.
Right, which I don't know. A brief bout of radiation poisoning? I don't really know.
All the excitement of the car chase. I don't know. But yeah, he stops to vomit for a minute. And then the car is stopped at a train. And that's when he gets to it. He's got to stop for the train.
But it's not even like the guy's putting up a fight because the guy opens the door and invites him in. And he's like, hey, dude, come on in, drive with me a little bit. And then he goes on some rant. He's
about
talking
a friend with lobotomy.
Radiation. He's talking about a lobotomy. He's talking about hydrogen bombs or neutron bombs or something.
Was he like a scientist that was studying these aliens and somehow got over-radiated?
No.
And now he's like, he maybe was a little more intelligent, a little more lucid, but he's been...
This is information that I don't need, but it might have helped.
Okay. Well, I'm giving it to you. There it is. I just gave it to you.
Because well, thank you. You were filling in the backstory. Because now I feel like this movie, when everything finally comes together, I feel like the movie is more unhinged and flimsy than it's been up to this point. Because we keep switching from government agents in back rooms on TV monitors. Yeah. He's being tortured.
Oh, yeah, that's a weird thing when he's tortured. Yeah.
But before all of that, he's trying to take this car because he knows the car. He's like, this is worth $20,000. Yeah. And he tries to convince this guy, like, hey, maybe you want to take a break from driving. Instead, I think this guy just dies.
He does.
He puts him on a little
chair. The guy does not look well, and he says, you don't look well.
Right.
And he just, his nose bleeds, and then he's just done.
Yep.
Yeah.
He dumps him and he drives off to the impound lot. He's very pleased with himself.
He's the hero. He brought it. Yeah. They get to go and celebrate. They take him out to a bar where all the other guys' wives are all over him.
Yes. These giant-haired women are all over him. Yeah. And the one guy's like, I think our wives are really into Otto.
Yeah. Well.
And he says, all right, whatever. That's totally fine, I guess. Meanwhile, we do see that someone breaks into the lot.
Yes. And now the car is stolen once again.
Yes. But let's go to Duke and Debbie.
Oh.
And let's close the book on these characters.
Okay. This ending on Duke is is really fun.
It is fun.
But yeah, they start out having the conversation about getting serious, having a family, and I think Daisy's just, or Daisy Duke.
Daisy Dukes. That's what you're thinking of.
Debbie's like, let's just go do the crime. Let's not worry about making families. We got some crime to do.
He's so genuine and sincere. Like, baby, I think it's time to settle down.
Yeah. She's not having it.
My babies, I think is what he says.
And he says, like, that just seems to be what people do. I feel like we should do it.
Yeah.
But now they go into the store to rob it, and Harry Dean and our friend Otto are already in there.
Right. Yes. And also Snoop Dogg's there too.
Oh.
Haven't seen him for a while.
That's right.
But he's dressed up in his security gear, and suddenly everyone has a gun. Yeah. I think everyone except for Otto has a gun.
Otto does not, yeah.
And it's a whole lot of, like, Reservoir Dogs. Like, people are pointing guns
there's some
at
major
multiple people.
Some shooting that happens. Harry Dean, I thought, only was, like, clipped in the ear, but... Right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's just shot in the ear.
Or maybe,
So, he's fine, I guess.
He's okay. But our poor friend Duke
gets shot twice.
Once by the cashier, right?
No, he gets shot first by Snoop. He guns down Snoop, and Snoop, with his dying moments, shoots Duke in the chest, and then the cashier blasts him from behind.
But
to which then I think Debbie guns down the cashier.
Yeah.
So basically, Duke...
But I love it. Duke's dying, and he's laying there, and even though he's been shot twice in the chest, and he should probably, realistically, just be dead, he's got a little monologue he gives out
of his body.
His
heart is on the wall in front of him.
It's terrible, but he decides that, and the actor, the way it's done is, this like dying little... He tells him, I know a life of crime led me to this fate, but I blame society.
It's so great. It's like a death. It's like a
and he literally like,
or something. It's
and I love it.
Wonderful.
I love Otto's reaction to his little poetic death is like, it's not society. You're a white suburban punk like me. That's who we are. Yeah.
It's really like the most insulting way to treat someone who's clearly dying. It's basically like, you only have a couple seconds and you're a total piece of shit.
Yeah, we all, And then
it's pretty fun. Debbie does like threaten him.
She throws a giant bag of popcorn at him.
Yeah, it's like, here, have this.
Yeah.
Like, you just took that off the shelf. Like, it doesn't belong to you.
And then she's out, though. She's got her own
And she's
life
out. Debbie is out to live another day.
Mm-hmm.
She and Otto, I don't want to say are the only ones to survive this because Harry Dean is still around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bloodbath in a movie that was totally bloodless before.
Yeah. This is the scene that the blood
kind of comes out of nowhere, and it leads to more craziness because now Otto goes back to the impound lot to where he sees that the car has been stolen and that some dudes are in there, and the cop is cowering like a big baby outside and it's like, don't go in there because those government agents are harassing Marlene. The secretary. Now, Jamie, I don't know if you picked up on this part, but it's so much fun because she's in there. So he walks in and she seems to be surrounded by two agents, to which she kicks the shit out of these two guys. Yeah. And she's holding a chair. One guy's on the ground and she's holding a chair above his head and he yells, "Not my face!"
Yeah, not my face.
And then the cop runs in with a gun and he's like, don't do anything, don't move. And then she throws the chair down and you hear him yell, "My face!"
I did catch that. I did, but he's kind of a handsome. He's blonde haired.
Oh yeah. No, definitely.
So he's. I could see where he doesn't want his face messed up. She don't give a shit.
No.
Yeah.
To which then Otto throws a gigantic pot of scalding coffee onto this cop.
Yeah, that's one way to get him. Yeah.
Yeah, saving her.
Marlene. Yeah.
Right. And then Otto runs outside and we just see lights on him and he gives up. To which then we're treated to a scene of Otto on a monitor strapped to a table. And the woman with the robot hand is like, "Hey, I'm just going to ask you a bunch of questions. And I'm going to have to torture you. But just so you know, it's not personal."
Yeah. and the girl is there with him. What's her name?
Layla.
Yeah. Layla is there with the robot hand, and Layla's like, he really doesn't know because whatever they're torturing him with, he's.
I don't know. Layla seems okay with this whole torture thing because he goes, "Hey, listen, I don't want to cause problems. I'll tell you anything you want to know." And she goes, "That's great. Where's the car?" "Well, I don't know where the car is."
Yeah.
And then she shocks him.
Well, because Metal Hand tells her to.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, no, of course. Yes. But then he is rescued by the Rodriguez brothers.
The Rodriguez brothers come in and save him.
Yes.
And Marlene is there. Yep. And they go to the hospital.
Yes.
And they kind of bust into the hospital because they get there and he changes into like a doctor and she's in a nurse's uniform.
Right.
I love this when they're going into the elevator. There's that girl with crutches. Did you catch her?
Yes.
Hustle into the elevator, and one of the Rodriguez brothers is like, "You could take the stairs," and she does. She like hobbles over to the stairs.
To take the stairs. Yes, I do like how they disguise themselves as a nurse and a doctor. It's so then silly.
They see Kevin. He sees Kevin. Dead Kevin.
Kevin's under a sheet.
Yeah. What's that?
He lifts up a sheet and Kevin's
there's
like,
Kevin.
Otto. And then he just puts the sheet back down.
Weird. Yeah.
Kevin's fate undetermined, I'm going to say. I like to believe that Kevin lived on.
Pulled through.
He got together with Debbie and they moved to the suburbs and had some kids.
All right. That's cute.
I hope that's what happened. And there's some real funny, like I said, there's so much stuff happening in the background that a lot of attention isn't drawn to. When they pull up to the hospital, both Rodriguez brothers go to the door, and the one guy pushes on the door and it won't open, and the other one just pulls the other door open and looks at him like, "You big dumb dude." And I was like, what a funny thing to happen real quick.
Yeah.
Yes. So they're there at the hospital. I don't really know why they're there.
Because Harry Stanton's there.
Harry Dean Stanton's there, but they don't rescue him or anything. They then have a shootout and leave the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Harry Dean catches wind of the, I'm going to call it the alien car.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he leaves his hospital bed to be like, well, I'm going to go down and get this alien car.
Yeah. My mission is not completed. I'm going to go do it. Yeah.
But I love how then Otto hears on the news that there's a, I guess, localized hailstorm that is only taking place around the impound box.
Yeah. And they do. There's giant hail that falls around the, But again, does that have to do with the aliens and the fact that they're stirring shit up?
Oh, of course it does.
Yeah, I think it does.
I don't know how weather works, but that's how I'm going to assume weather works.
That's what I'm going to assume. Yeah, it's aliens.
Yeah, so he sees, now the car is glowing green. The whole car is glowing green.
It's got some energy to it. It's picking up.
Yep. And Harry Dean is in the driver's seat. There's another funny back and forth here. We also see there's like helicopters and government agents and everything. Like, everyone has sort of shown up to this. And I love when Otto's like, hey, listen, dude, we got the car. How about we split the money 60-40?
Yeah.
And I love how Harry Dean goes, well, wait, who's getting 60? And Emilio Estevez is like, well,
I mean, I'm the one that found it, technically. Yeah.
So I thought, he pulls out a gun and he goes, you would get 60.
Yeah, that's how it's going to work.
Really fun, really great. And for some reason, I guess he coaxes Harry Dean out of the car, to which immediately the guy in the helicopter just fills Harry Dean Stanton with, I don't know, 20 bullets?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then at this point, everyone shows up.
Even Miller is there.
Even Miller. Layla's there. The government agents are there. Yeah. These guys in hazmat suits can't get near the car. One guy, I think, burst into flames.
Oh, yeah.
He totally does. Like, the car's just sparking, electrocuting people.
Yeah.
And one guy, I think, touches the car, and he just goes up in a ball of fire.
Yeah.
All the repo men are there, like, talking to the government agents. I like how the owner of the repo place walks up, and he's like, you guys want some beers? Because he just has a bunch of six-pack. And suddenly, Miller, the most unlikely of characters, just totally gets in the car.
Yeah, Miller is called to it almost.
Yeah,
it's like the energy of the car is calling to Miller, and Miller kind of zombie walks his way over to the car and goes right in.
Yeah.
No harm done.
He kind of invites Otto. He's like, hey, Otto,
yeah,
listen.
He kind of like lures them in, like, you come follow me. And Otto's like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing.
And he totally does it. They get in this car.
It's awesome. The car is super glowy now.
Like the end of Grease. They fly away in this car.
It's great. They float above the city. We get a little aerial view. We get his view of like taking a hot air balloon ride or something.
The rear projection is really funny on this.
Yeah. It's really fun. They float off into a light, actually. Right?
Who knows where they go at the end?
They're aliens. They're going into outer space.
They like it's like super zip away. The end of Repo Man.
So freaking good. Oh, priest with a Bible. Is there a priest with a Bible? I think when you said everybody was there, he's one of the other people there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait, the guy from TV? The guy from TV was talking about the car.
He was there.
That's how Harry Dean at the hospital was like, oh, that guy on TV is talking about how the car's at this hospital, I guess. It's really great. Yeah, so that's how it ends. I think, you and I both said from the outset that we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to anything else you want to say about it? I think it
was fun. I'd never seen it before. It was never any, and I think when I thought Repo Man, this movie would have never, the plot line or the story behind this movie, I would have never thinking, I've heard of Repo Man, but I didn't know I was in for this. Yeah. It was like you said, it was like a strange delight. Yeah. It was fun. It wasn't, I liked how very indie it felt for the 80s. Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
I'm glad I got to see it.
It's probably the third time I've seen this.
Okay.
I saw it once when I was pretty young, and I did not understand it. Like, I didn't know. It didn't make sense.
Well, I think
don't even... What?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't even know if I watched the whole thing.
Ah.
I probably gave up at some point. I watched it a few years ago, and I appreciated it. And like you said, it felt small. It felt indie. It felt like they're just doing whatever they want. Like, for some reason, I got a couple actors that have a name, and we're just going to do a weird movie and see where it goes.
And it was totally weird. I feel like it was one of those movies, too. We've talked about this recently on the podcast, that when we podcast for a movie, we're taking these notes and we want to know how we're going to convey what the movie is. But there's so much. If you really listen to the things that Miller was saying and the conversations that were had, there's a lot of little underlying messages there. For instance, pay your bills on time. And
wow, Jamie, really just being the man, and I don't appreciate it. Guys, if you don't want to pay your bills, don't pay your bills. Who cares? What's going to happen? Some repo men are going to come take your furniture away? Maybe.
I mean, Emilio Estevez looking so punk, so fly. Hey,
listen, Emilio Estevez, I'll invite him in my house.
Did you feel some Billy the Kid vibes every now and then? I kind of did. I did. No, there were times that I did. I dug it. No, but Repo Man, it was great. Tim, thank you very much, because and you did a great job of walking us through it. There was a lot of little things that happened to him between that you did. It was great.
And like I said, I mean, walking us through what? Like, I mean, there's no, the plot doesn't make any sense. It's not like the plot is, and I said this before, the plot isn't why I like this movie. It's
murky. It's a murky plot. Yeah.
I'm totally fine with a murky plot. A bunch of nonsense that is never explained. Like this whole government agency, I don't know where their electroshock therapy room was, or how the Rodriguez brothers knew where it was.
Yeah. The Rodriguez brothers.
That doesn't matter.
No. What did you know there was a Repo chick that was made in like the 90s or the 2000s?
I did not know until I found that bit of information out.
I saw that on the IMDb. I was like, what? It looks terrible. It looks so terrible.
Doesn't look good. So because I didn't see it, I'm not going to recommend it.
Okay, good.
I had a different recommendation, but I'm going to recommend something else, and I guarantee you I recommended this before, but I need as many people to see this as possible.
All right, you're excited.
And it wasn't until I really, really started thinking about the robot hand that I had to recommend this. There's a movie, Jamie, starring Lindsay Lohan that is called I Know Who Killed Me. Okay. I may have recommended this movie on this podcast before. It is a movie that a lot of people hate. A lot of people think is really stupid. Lindsay Lohan plays twins, as I think she does in multiple movies.
You're not winning me over so far with this description, buddy.
One twin is like a pretty smart girl who is an aspiring writer, something like that. Yeah. The other one is a stripper who gets involved with a killer and who has her hand destroyed, broken, cut off.
Oh, like the iron hand, like the
details are escaping me. Okay. But at one point in this movie, Lindsay Lohan gets a robot hand.
Oh my god!
And finds out that she's a twin. It is a wild ride. It is. The dialogue is horrendous.
Okay.
The performances are laughable.
Okay.
But what I will say is the movie looks amazing.
Oh, all right.
It's all lit with like crazy blues and greens and electric purples. It's an amazing looking movie.
Yeah.
And I once heard someone say about this movie, if it was in French, it would be a masterpiece.
Oh, wow.
Like if we didn't understand what they were saying and the cadence it would be really great. So it is a guilty pleasure. It's something that I have put on and have watched multiple times.
Excellent. Okay.
And I laughed my way through it, but also I can appreciate how great it looks. And Lindsay Lohan gets a robot hand.
So there you
It's amazing. It's amazing. And it's not like I spend my time, looking into what Lindsay Lohan writes on Twitter. Oh. She apparently hates this movie.
Oh.
And when people bring it up, she'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry you had to watch that."
Oh.
Which she doesn't really say about her other movies. So she didn't enjoy it, but I think it's something that people are going to look at 20 years from now and be like, "This was kind of a masterpiece."
You think?
I guarantee.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. That's confidence, friend. I like that.
What do you recommend? What Lindsay Lohan movie do you recommend?
I don't.
Is it Mean Girls?
I don't take time with the Lindsay Lohan movies like you do, tenderly.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay.
But I appreciate I really appreciate your excitement about it. I don't remember you recommending it before, but I might have blacked it out.
No, that's
honestly.
okay. That's okay.
But your excitement is it's nice.
So are you saying that when I have my new podcast where I go through all of Lindsay Lohan's movies, you want to be a guest?
I couldn't. I don't know that I could keep up.
All right, okay.
But
I was going to call it The Low Fan.
Clever.
You know that she has a podcast called The Lowdown?
Really?
Yep.
Is it?
Jamie, I know a lot about Lindsay Lohan, and I probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Why do you know so much about Lindsay Lohan?
I don't know. I've seen Mean Girls a lot.
Okay, but that doesn't
way more than I should admit.
Okay.
I've also seen The Parent Trap a lot.
So are you a Lindsay Lohan fan?
I think I am.
Is that what you're getting at? I think
Jamie,
you are,
I think
too.
I am.
I think you are. I think you need to embrace that.
I think I
you
need to
heart
deal with
Lindsay Lohan. Yeah, I don't think it's anything you need to deal with. I think you need to be open about it, comfortable with it.
All right.
And maybe you should.
And I should just fill in those gaps in her filmography. That's what I'm taking from what you're saying.
Yeah. I want you to load up on some Lindsay Lohan.
Oh,
Father's Day's coming. You deserve it.
I think she only made 18 movies. It would be a very short
Look
podcast.
at you even know exactly how many, like 18? Any shows?
When I say about 18, it's exactly 18.
Oh, my word. This is a whole other side of you.
Thought.
This Lindsay Lohan thought. I noted.
Yeah.
All right. DP Hearts LL. All right.
Do you recommend anything?
I do. I do. It's not anything Lindsay Lohan related. Did you watch season 1 of Russian Doll?
Yes, I did. I have not seen season 2.
Well,
though.
Season 2 is out, and I'm not even all the way through it, but I am going to go ahead and recommend it. It's excellent. Natasha Lyonne does a great job, and although related to this movie there might be no aliens, there is time travel. And I think if Miller's character was a real person, he would enjoy Russian Doll. Very much.
Wait, hold on. Not that he would be in Russian Doll.
No, I think he would enjoy watching it.
Not that he would pal around with the characters. He'd just enjoy watching
the
show.
I think this would be a show he would get into. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's really good. She does a great job in it, and it's really the second season. I wasn't sure. You never know how it's going to go, especially a movie where there was so much that they did.
I was surprised they were making a second
season.
Me too. To me, it felt very contained. It felt like this is a story,
right.
And how do we continue to tell this story?
Well, and you'll see they turn it, and she's really fun. She's just a joy to watch.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
No, she's wonderful.
That's good.
She's really great.
That's my recommendation.
Was she the one that was in Slums of Beverly Hills?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Long time ago.
Correct.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
It's 90s. We can never talk about it.
No, it's not. It's not in our repertoire. We can't talk about Lindsay Lohan movie. I mean, we could talk about your love of Lindsay Lohan, but we can't talk about a Lindsay Lohan movie. She wasn't making them in the 80s.
I say we end every podcast episode with a 5-minute discussion of Lindsay Lohan.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
All right, that's fine. I'll do that. You can hang up, and I'll just talk to her.
It'll be Doug time. Yeah. So today, I thought about when Lindsay was in Freaky Friday, and Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Wasn't she in that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I know no
more.
more.
I've seen that.
Okay. Oh my God. We might have to have an intervention.
Jamie Lee Curtis, I have to tell you, great in that movie.
I believe it. She's great.
Lindsay Lohan, not so much. But I think with those body swap movies, I always think the younger person has the tougher job because the older person's been young. They know how to act young.
Sure.
The younger person doesn't quite know how to act like an adult. Maybe Fred Savage knows how to act like Judge Reinhold. I'm not sure. We haven't watched that yet.
But it is from
does
the
a
80s, so we
fantastic job.
can.
Yes, exactly. Kirk Cameron did a really bad Dudley Moore.
Oh, but Dudley Moore did a great Kirk Cameron. Yeah.
All we missed was him talking about how God made bananas. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
I feel like we're doing this a little bit early, but it worked out so perfectly.
I love that.
I think we need to give Kevin Bacon another chance.
All right, we're bringing Kevin Bacon back because she's having a baby. Wasn't having it for us.
No. But the reason we're bringing him back is the episode will come out on his birthday.
Oh, it's a Kevin Bacon birthday celebration.
Yep.
Love it.
And I figured if we're going to give him another chance, let's go heavy hitter with Kevin Bacon.
Let's do it right.
And let's talk about Footloose.
Oh, we're doing it. Everybody's got to do it. We got to do it. It's Footloose. Footloose.
All right. You were doing some lyrics from the song, but then you just started saying other things.
Louise, holding up an IDs. Get back. Okay.
Did you say holy hoppin' the D's?
Listen, the lyrics are my own, okay?
No, that's okay. You had the rhythm
I did.
down.
I did.
You know,
so we're doing Footloose. That's big for us.
We'll do Footloose, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I kind of listen. I made. I don't want to say the entire schedule for our next year, but I did pick a lot of stuff, and I kind of thought, let's do some big ones.
Let's do it. Let's bring them in.
We avoid big ones, but let's go from Repo Man,
it.
which to some people is a big one.
Yeah.
But not to everyone. And let's go right to Footloose. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Everybody got. Everybody. Okay.
Like, the easiest part of the song is everybody cut Footloose, but you say everybody got Footloose, which is great. Probably better than cutting Footloose, because I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get Footloose.
And you want to dance out that loose foot. Everybody got your loose foot.
Okay. Right. I think this has gone on long enough.
Wow. How long have we gone? Not too bad for us. I mean, we are getting longer. I think we are not, as time goes on, we are not learning to condense our conversations, but that's okay with me. Mostly
listen,
okay.
Hey, you guys go back through the archives. Some of those first handful of episodes, we had a hard time getting to an hour.
We were stumbling
Maybe
through
they were
it.
better than these episodes. Much less Lindsay Lohan talk, I will say.
I was going to say, I don't think I'm learning more about you than maybe I needed to know, but it's okay. I think we're at that point in our friendship. It's been, wow. I don't want to put a number on our friendship because it's the year.
You mean out of 10? You're like, it's a 2 out of 10. It's not great.
No,
but we're still talking to each other.
No, but yeah, Lindsay
You
Lohan.
made a year's number. You don't want to age us?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind aging
do the math,
us.
because I don't think I can do the math.
I don't think I could do the math. That's my problem.
90 something.
Oh, I was like 90 years. So, I'm not good at math, but I'm certain it's not that many.
90 years or one Harry Dean Stanton.
Oh wait.
Anyway,
90s?
everybody,
Okay.
we will talk to you again in 2 weeks' time. We'll talk about Footloose. Jamie will listen to the song a couple times just to prepare.
Okay.
That's it. I kind of don't want you to, though. I want you to bring your own lyrics.
I will.
But until then, everybody have a great 2 weeks.
Take care. I'm going to stop that recording.
I got to stop.
Okay.